Coming up in the Q30 Newscast, find out why Quinnipiac is dancing for a cause this weekend.
And Quinnipiac students can anticipate an easier process for housing next year.
All this and more tonight on the Q30 Newscast.
This is the Q30 News Nightcast.
Quinnipiac, and welcome to the Q30 Newscast presented by Joya Spa and Salon. I'm Ayah Galal.
And I'm Tom Albanese. The Planning and Zoning Commission will soon be considering the formation of a college town district with the goal of containing Quinnipiac-owned properties. The Assistant Town Planner, Dan Copps, presented a proposal to the Commission on Tuesday. The plan includes a revised fee structure for landlords who rent properties to Quinnipiac students, along with a 6-month extension of the moratorium student housing permits. This comes as student issues in off-campus homes have been reported over the past few years. The university currently has about 80% of students living on campus, but Hamden officials are calling for Quinnipiac to reach 95%, as previously promised in a contract. And though everyone is settled into spring semester, preparations are already underway for the fall, including where everyone will live. Taylor Popielarz takes a look at how members of residential life are aiming to help freshmen as they approach their first housing selection process.
Throughout the many new experiences Quinnipiac freshmen take part in their first year on campus, selecting housing for sophomore year is one of the trickiest. Fears of not landing the location you want or not being able to live with all of your friends are common, but Associate Director of Residential Life Melissa Carapidis says no matter what, things will work out.
Wherever you land is your best place.
Carapidis says students often worry about the lottery number they are randomly assigned each year to select housing.
The problem isn't what's your number, the problem is what happens when what you want is no longer available.
And for freshman students, what's available ranges. There are 7-person apartment-style suites available in the Hill and the Village. There are 8-person suites available in 3 buildings known as the Suites. And there are 6-person apartments available in the Complex. Though the 2 most popular places for sophomores to live are either the Hill or the Village, Carapidis says the focus should not be on where you're living, but who you're living with.
If you're with your friends, then you should have the best experience that you can, regardless of what do the walls around you look like.
Carapidis says because the Hill and the Village are so popular, Residential Life is changing the selection process a little this year to help freshmen regroup if their original first choice to live fills before they can pick it.
Our plan for this year is when the 7-person spaces are gone, to stop the process.
This means on April 13th, housing selection starts with the Hill and the Village available. Once filled, selection will freeze, and an event will be held that night for all remaining freshmen to come together and regroup if they need to adjust the number of people they want to live with.
Where we can make changes, we will make changes. You know, whatever we can do to help students through the process, we certainly will do that.
The selection process picks back up on April 14th with the suites available, followed by another event that night for any remaining freshmen to regroup once again. On April 15th, the complex will be available for the remaining students involved. And though Carapidis cannot guarantee where everyone will end up living, there is one thing she's sure of.
It'll be okay. Everybody will get a place to live.
Taylor Popielarz, Q30 News.
Because of the recent weather conditions, some pipes are freezing across campus and are eventually bursting.
Students living in Commons in New Village were forced to relocate after their rooms flooded throughout the past week.
And while residential life officials were able to relocate the students to other rooms, facilities is still urging students to keep their windows closed to help prevent piping from getting too cold.
A Quinnipiac shuttle collided with a student's car Tuesday. Talia Rayner was pulling out of Quinnipiac's New Road entrance on the Mount Carmel campus when her car was clipped by a shuttle. The car's left headlight was damaged, leaving broken glass on New Road right in front of the entrance to the school. Nobody was injured. Q30 caught up with one of the students who was aboard the shuttle when the accident occurred.
All of a sudden we just heard people yelling on the left side of the bus, and then we felt the crash, and everybody was just like freaking out a little bit. It wasn't anything earth-shattering, like nobody got hurt, and everyone wound up
Quinnipiac students are hosting the 6-hour dance marathon QTHON this weekend. This is the 4th year the event is being held, and all donations from attendees will go to the Connecticut Children's Medical Center. After raising $31,000 last year, the event chairs are trying to raise $50,000 in this year's event. Q30 caught up with a couple of the leaders of the event to see how it benefits everyone at the university.
This event is just impactful for everyone that attends. We have, on the hour, we have families from the hospital that tell their story. So the miracle children that are there, they share their story, why they were there, what happened to them. We also have students from Quinnipiac that were in that hospital as well that will be speaking.
I think that this event is one of the funnest events that Quinnipiac has on campus. You dance the whole night away. You get this atmosphere as like you're welcome. You want to dance. Like everyone comes together and kind of help to make a difference for this cause for children who may have these diseases or kind of conditions in which they kind of need help with.
Still ahead on the Q30 Newscast, Quinnipiac loses a member of the Undergraduate Admissions office.
Plus, there may not actually be enough beds for university students to sleep in.
And Q30's Nicole Kessler has the latest weather update. Nicole?
Thanks, Tom and Ayah. As we can see, tonight's temperatures are all single digits. I'll have more for you coming up on the Q30 Newscast.
The Q30 Newscast is presented by Joya Spa and Salon. For more information, visit www.joyadayspa.com.
Welcome to A Sheer Sensation, North Haven's premier cosmetology service, located at 140 Washington Avenue, minutes from Hamden. We offer an array of services, from basic cuts and colors to lash extensions and formaldehyde-free keratin treatments. We also provide hair chalk and styling for men. When you spend $60, your Q card will get you 10% off. Call us at 203-239-6477 to make your next appointment at A Sheer Sensation.
That was then, this is now. Don't be just a number.
Hello, welcome to Chameleon.
At Chameleon Hair Color Cafe and Spa, it's all about what makes you feel beautiful. Their professional team is dedicated to helping you reach your customized beauty goals from your head to your toes. Chameleon Hair Color Cafe and Spa, where it's all about what makes you feel beautiful.
Okay, so highlights for this week look pretty solid. Men's hockey versus Yale, men's basketball Iona. Got some pretty nice graphics too, some OTSs, full screens.
Yeah, and I was also thinking for a feature idea, we could do something about head coach Rand Pecknell from the men's ice hockey squad with the new year and new players.
Yes, that definitely sounds good. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where's Mike?
What's up, guys? Sorry I'm late.
What are you doing?
What? Freshman.
New today, the Student Government Association has voted to split from the Student Programming Board. The split, which begins this fall, will eliminate the Vice President of Programming position and allow SPB to function as its own entity. We caught up with the SGA Vice President for Public Relations to learn more about the decision.
So for about 10 years, SGA and SPB have been debating about their relationship. SPB is completely dependent on SGA's policies, so anytime they specifically wanted to change their bylaws, it had to pass through SGA. So it made more sense for both organizations to be autonomous and for SGA to be able to still serve the students, but to be separate from SGA.
Funeral services took place on Tuesday for Lauren Moore at the North Haven Funeral Home. Moore was a temporary aide in a Quinnipiac University undergraduate admissions office. She was driving home from work when she witnessed a hit-and-run accident on Interstate 91. Moore stopped to help the victims and called 911, but while waiting for help to arrive, police believe another car was driving too close to the highway's edge, causing her to slip on ice and fall off the highway bridge. She was the 34-year-old daughter of Lauren Moore and stepdaughter of Joan Isaac Moore, who is Quinnipiac's Vice President for Admissions and Financial Aid. And 4 Wesleyan University students are in court on Wednesday after being arrested for their involvement with the MDMA overdoses that sent 11 other students to the hospital over the weekend. Wesleyan students Eric Lonergan, Andrew Olson, Zachary Kramer, and Rama Haganapag were arrested Tuesday on drug charges. Each of the students were suspended immediately from the university pending a formal hearing. 9 of the hospitalized students have been released, while 2 are still receiving treatment at Hartford Hospital. Police continue to investigate how the drug got to campus, but they believe they've identified its source, which could help each of the students recover.
A Hamden man has been arrested for the robbery of First Niagara Bank on Dixwell Avenue. 33-year-old Salvador Edwards entered the bank and handed the teller a note demanding money. Edwards was charged with first-degree robbery and third-degree larceny in connection with the incident. Edwards is being held on a $250,000 bond and is scheduled to appear in court on Monday. Now, a lot has been going on around the world, Tom.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And ISIS continues to make headlines this time, but this time in the United Kingdom.
And problems continue in Ukraine. Q30's Anna Sackel has the latest world news update. Anna?
Thanks, guys. Terrorist group Al-Shabaab recently sent out videos online threatening to attack the Mall of America, which attracts thousands of tourists and shoppers every day. The threats are being taken as a national security issue. The Department of Homeland Security and the FBI are keeping a close eye on the situation. Since the threats have been made, the mall has increased security to keep shoppers safe. 3 girls from the UK have apparently left their homes to join ISIS. The girls went missing a few days ago and were seen in an airport headed to Turkey and then into Syria. They were recruited by another girl, Aksa Mahmoud, who left her family to be a part of the terror group last year. Their families believe they were tempted by Mahmoud's Tumblr page, which talks about the glories of being an ISIS bride. Officials do not know for sure whether the girls have crossed into Syria yet, but efforts are being made to find them. An American missionary was kidnapped in Nigeria on Monday. Reverend Phyllis Sorter was working in Nigeria to help build wells and bring clean water into poor Nigerian communities when the town where she was working was attacked by a group of 5 armed men. After the attack, one of Sorter's friends was contacted with a ransom demand of almost $300,000. No one else was injured or taken in the attack. An official ceasefire between the Ukraine and pro-Russian separatists was put into effect on Sunday. After months of fighting, the Ukraine president ordered his military to stop all attacks. Unfortunately, with such mistrust between the 2 sides, less than 2 hours after the ceasefire started, shelling continued. Vladimir Putin is encouraging the 2 sides to stick to the ceasefire, but the increased number of rebel groups is making it difficult. And Alaska is now the 3rd state to legalize marijuana. The law was passed in November and became an official law on Tuesday. Alaska follows Colorado and Washington, and Oregon is set to continue the legalization trend starting in July. Although it is still not a federal law, people 21 and over can now legally smoke marijuana in Alaska. That's it for your World News Update. I'm Anna Sackel. Now back to the desk.
Still to come on the Q30 Newscast, Nicole Kessler has your full weather forecast. Is the cold weather going to end anytime soon?
And Alexa Farrell is here with some entertainment news.
You know, guys, today was so nice. It felt like a spring day.
That's right.
But I'm sure there's going to be, I'm sure there's going to be more cold weather coming. And back to you guys.
Welcome to Joya Spa and Salon in Hamden. Whether you want a new look or the perfect wedding day hair, come to us for complete hair and nail care, cuts, styles, updos, extensions, and beautiful dimensional hair color, as well as manis and pedis, acrylics, gels, and shellac. Treat yourself to a facial, a peel, or microdermabrasion. Relax with a variety of massage techniques, including Swedish and hot stone massage. Joya Spa and Salon. Call today.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike's sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Looking for debate and analysis of your favorite Quinnipiac sports?
Attacking and pressing. I mean,
Right, and it's not and what they're doing isn't working.
But unfortunately, they couldn't finish the Colgate game, so I think definitely those are the keys that the Bobcats need to watch.
Guys that can take the ball in the latter stages of the second half.
I think those
Even
are
with limited minutes.
In the MAC, they play the run and gun style.
Q30's and QBSN's Bobcat Breakdown brings all that to you and more. Live every Monday night at 8:30, tune in to see analysis of your Bobcats from the week before. Every sport from every season, it's all right here on Bobcat Breakdown.
Welcome back, guys, and as we can see, the current temperatures are very chilly in the south. In Canada, the cold air is what is bringing the cold temperatures in the south. In Atlanta and New York, both 36 degrees, so we could see how chilly the south is becoming. The regional radar, this storm circuit over here is what is going to bring the snow tomorrow in the morning over to the northeast. And down here, as we can see, the snow mixed with ice is what is giving Georgia and areas like the Carolinas all of this snow. In Charlotte, they're going to see up to 5 inches of snow, and in Raleigh, 10 inches, which is the biggest storm they will be seeing this year. The airport will be closing, or it may just be rough. And tonight's temperatures are all single digits. Waterbury 11, Meriden 11, and New Haven all 11 degrees. And the temperatures tomorrow are going to be all in the 20s. Waterbury 24, Hartford 24. It's a lot of people, that's warm, but I'm from Florida and that is still super chilly for me. Tonight's forecast is 11, partly cloudy, wind north at 7 miles per hour. And tomorrow's forecast will be 26 a.m. snow showers and wind at north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. And if we look at the 7-day forecast, tomorrow, Thursday, we will be seeing snow with a high of 26 and a low of 8. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, beautiful day, sunny, highs of 27, Saturday 28, and Sunday 33 high, low of 26, which is super, super warm. And Monday 39 high, almost hitting 40, and then Wednesday back with the snow again. That is it for the weather. I'm Nicole Kessler, and now back to Tom and Ayah.
Thanks so much, Nicole. You know, celebrities are making headlines after the 87th Academy Awards took place.
And one famous swimmer is now engaged.
Alexa Farrell is here with the latest entertainment report. Alexa?
Thanks, guys. The Oscars this year were filled with many moments of awe and moments of power. Patricia Arquette won Best Supporting Actress for Boyhood. In her acceptance speech, she brought light to equal pay for women in America. Lady Gaga took the stage and surprised the audience with her simple yet beautiful tribute to The Sound of Music. That brought Julie Andrews to tears. Best Original Song went to the movie Selma. In his acceptance speech, John Legend spoke about Voting Rights Act and racial inequality in America, specifically in the prison system. In the end, the film Birdman won Best Picture. American horror actor Ben Wolfe died Monday after being struck by a car. Police say he was jaywalking when he was hit in the head by the car's side mirror. The driver of the car remained at the scene until police arrived. Wolfe's family said they are overwhelmed with love and support they have received. TMZ reports that Wolfe's organs are being donated and will help about 50 people. Emma Watson has put a stop to the rumors that she is dating Prince Harry, but that doesn't mean she isn't a princess. She took to Twitter to remind the world that people should not believe everything written in the media. Hours later, she posted again to her Twitter feed, reminding all of her followers that, quote, marrying a prince is not a prerequisite to being a princess. She also linked a YouTube video from the movie A Little Princess, with Sarah Crew saying, quote, I am a princess. All girls are. Many celebrity will yous and I do's took place in the past week. Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps asked his longtime girlfriend and former Miss California USA to marry him. She said yes. Another celebrity that popped the question was actor Taylor Kinney. The Chicago Fire star asked Lady Gaga to marry him with a raspberry ring pop. And once she said yes, he gave her a beautiful diamond ring. Tom and Ayah, back to you.
After the break, Quinnipiac hockey fans gather for the biggest game of the year. Carolyn Fales discusses this game and more in Quinnipiac athletics.
And Q30's Stephanie Fasano and Jenn sit down with a Quinnipiac student who works with a prominent nonprofit organization. You won't want to miss this, so stay tuned.
Welcome to Joya Spa and Salon in Hamden. Whether you want a new look or the perfect wedding day hair, come to us for complete hair and nail care, cuts, styles, updos, extensions, and beautiful dimensional hair color, as well as manis and pedis, acrylics, gels, and shellac. Treat yourself to a facial, a peel, or microdermabrasion. Relax with a variety of massage techniques, including Swedish and hot stone massage. Joya Spa and Salon. Call today.
Wake up, Quinnipiac! It's the morning after! Hey! Come on, guys, it's time for TMA! Let's go! What's the morning after? Mondays at 10, only on Q30!
The Q30 Newscast is presented by Joya Spa and Salon. For more information, visit www.joyadayspa.com.
Welcome back to the Q30 Newscast, everybody. Now we have our very own sports reporter, Carolyn Fales, with us for all the latest news in Quinnipiac athletics. And Ayah, did you get a ticket for that Quinnipiac-Yale game over the past weekend?
No, I wasn't. By the time I logged on, they were already sold out, so I was pretty upset about that.
It was definitely crazy. People were lining up hours before the game, trying to get the tickets.
Definitely.
It was a rough process. All right. The hottest ticket on campus last weekend was to the Quinnipiac-Yale men's hockey game, and the game was all tied up at 2 after the second period, and neither the Bobcats nor the Bulldogs were able to come out on top even after overtime. Will the Bobcats be able to get a win over the Brown Bears the next night? Let's check out the highlight. And in the third period, Danny Frederico will get a pass off Tanner McMaster. He'll get a score in. Quinnipiac will be up, or not up, excuse me, Brown will be up 2-1. And then Sam Annis will get another one in, and it'll be tied 2-2. So we're going to overtime for the second night in Hamden. Brown's Matt Laredo skates past the QU defense, and his shot is saved by Gartig. There'll be a couple more attempts to get something going, but it will end in a 2-2 tie, so Quinnipiac clinches the Cleary Cup with the tie in overtime. The tie against Brown means that Quinnipiac clinched the Cleary Cup, which is the award given to the #1 team in the ECAC. Pecknold's squad will have games against Harvard and Dartmouth this weekend, but these games won't have much impact as the Bobcats already have a first-round bye in the ECAC playoffs. The women's hockey team had a rough weekend, losing 3-0 to Yale and winning 1-0 over Brown. The team will start their first round of ECAC playoffs this weekend against Princeton in a 3-game series. And the women's basketball team tipped off against Manhattan yesterday. The last-place Jaspers gave the Bobcats a rough game, but QU came out on top with an 82-71 lead. Val Driscoll had a career-high 28 points and 11 rebounds in this game. This is Driscoll's second straight game with a career-high and third straight game in which she tallied a double-double. The win marks the Bobcats' 16th straight victory. Coach Fabry's squad broke a program best this week, earning a #6 ranking in the College Insider mid-major poll. They will play MAC foe Iona in New York this weekend. And it was senior day for the men's basketball team this past weekend as they took on Canisius. The game was very close, ending with a 65-63 win for the Golden Griffins. The win gives Canisius a first-round bye in MAC tournament play, but drops Quinnipiac's conference record to 8-10. The Bobcats will play Siena at home on Friday to try to improve their record as they come closer to playoffs. Now back to you guys.
Well, thank you very much, Carolyn. Now, after losing his father from heart disease, a Quinnipiac student has found a way to honor his late father and help other students who have lost parents to this disease.
In this week's edition of QuinniPeople, Stephanie Fasano sits down with sophomore Bobby Palmieri.
Of them and just donate $2,000 to American Heart Association.
That was 2006. 9 years later, sophomore Bobby Palmieri brought the idea back to life.
Have a Heart's a good way to honor him, and part of the major concept of Have a Heart is, taking this negative and turning it into something positive.
He wanted to help others with similar financial burdens, so he shifted his focus to help students who have also lost a parent to heart disease.
Originally, I was just going to do the $10,000 and do one scholarship and be done with it. But after getting a couple donations, I really loved the idea of helping others. I'm not going to set a set amount of number. I'd like to do as many events as possible and see how much money those raise and then go from there.
Have a Heart started with family, and it's the encouragement that keeps the foundation going.
My mom, her fiance, my brother, they're great, emotional support. And then, other family members have donated, some serious money to help me get this going, and my mom has just been awesome throughout this whole process.
With the high cost of college looming and a developing idea, all of his hard work was ready to take off.
We just launched Wednesday, the new website, so there's a new blog. Eventually people will be able to donate through the site, buy t-shirts, hats, stay up to date with all the events we're going to do. We're going to do events on, other campuses, not just Quinnipiac. I just feel like when something bad happens, you kind of have the ability to react how you want to. And at first that was hard for me to understand, but as I grew older and more mature, I realized that, it is what it is and I can react, and I think that I've actually turned this into, not a positive thing, but I've, made a positive change, and I look to continue to help people, and I think people should do the same.
I'm Stephanie Fasano, Q30 News.
Ayah, that was just such an amazing story of how he was just able to overcome his father's death.
I agree, yep.
And that will wrap up this week's edition of the Q30 Newscast.
Stay connected with our news team throughout the week by visiting our Facebook page or following us on Twitter at Q30 News.
And be sure to check out the Q30 News Weekly Digest, which will air this Friday.
Thank you for watching, and have a great night, everyone.